Hey scrappers, Tom here with part 2 of the ugly truth behind scrap yards. Before I go further, if you haven't subscribed to our channel or liked our videos, do that so you can learn about market events, learn about how to make more money on your scrap, and get more tips about the scrap metal industry in general. Now in part 1 of the video, we talked about different tears, scales, and prices. We talked about different carts and different bins, so make sure you watch that before you watch this one because we might have answered some of your questions already. Some scrap yards know that they're the only yard in the area. Now this generally happens in very rural locations, maybe in Iowa or North Carolina, even parts of populated locations like New Jersey. If you're the only scrap yard within a 15 to 25 mile radius, that really gives you a big advantage on pricing because you know not a lot of competition. That's where the iScrap app comes in so you can learn about prices, and I really advise you to use online services to see reviews from some of those scrap yards because maybe you're not in the mood to drive 50 miles, but maybe you are in the mood to make more money and not be taken advantage of, and that extra drive, sure, it costs you time and money, but you may end up making more money, especially on larger loads of material. Now, some scrap yards will also take advantage of people like regular homeowners. Homeowners don't know different grades of scrap, so if you're watching this video for the first time and you've never been to a scrap yard before, you're not gonna know the difference between Romex and data wire, or number 1 tubing and brass. So if you come into a scrap yard and you say to them, I've never done this before, I don't know what I'm doing, they may take advantage of you. So you want to ask them, hey, how does the process work? What are you going to do to help me make money on this? Is there anything that I can do to help myself? If you don't ask questions, they're going to assume that you don't care, and they're going to pay things out as low as possible, and then they're going to be able to make more money on your misfortune. So if you had this happen to you and you learn about it later on, let us know how you've reacted because that's a really interesting thing as well. Last but not least, laws are here for a reason. The reason the United States continues to be so successful and one of the most coveted places to live is because we have a set of laws and rules that we follow. If your scrapyard isn't taking driver's licenses, if your scrapyard isn't taking pictures of material, isn't giving you receipts for material, only paying you cash, and they don't care what your name is, aren't doing the proper documentation when it comes to catalytic converters. Sure, it may be easy and convenient to go to the local guy, but what happens when they get in trouble and all of a sudden there's a domino effect and you did nothing wrong, but all of a sudden people are knocking at your door? While many of you may say, oh, cash is king and we just want to get the highest price possible, sometimes dealing with the wrong scrap yards that don't do things the right way will bite you in the end. They could lose their license, they could get shut down for stealing from other people, and there's lots of stories about scrap yards online that have either stolen from individuals, larger companies, or even utilities, and you don't want to be involved with yards like that because they're not the right people to do business with. If they're not taking your driver's license, if they're not scanning these things, while you may think it's more convenient, ultimately it ends up being lazy, and every time people do lazy things, it ends up biting them in the ass later on. So if you've had this experience before, let us know, just so we can learn about it a little more. So this was part 2 about the ugly truths behind most scrap yards. If you have other ones that we've missed, comment below. If any of these things has happened to you, please let us know. Check out part 1, check out our other scrap videos. This is Tom from the iScrap app. Until next time, I'll scrap you later.